Today I'm working on a pendant. Here's the pendant. Here's the back. It's really nice silver. It's deep. It's got a very deep edge, so I can get a lot of material in there. Pretty big, a little bit bigger than an inch. And I'm using this acrylic skin. It's gorgeous. It's got all these different colors in it. Blues, greens, browns. It's got some reds in it. It's absolutely gorgeous. What I have to decide is exactly where I want to cut my square. And I also have to find my clear template. I may have to just make another one, which wouldn't be a bad idea actually, so you could see how it's done. So I've got the top of this actually was a container of tacks, just the clear plastic. And I want to be able to cut out something that's going to fit right in there, right in that square. So I'm just going to put my clear plastic on top of my pendant, hold it down, and just trace over the outline of it, just like that. Try not to move it like I just did, so you don't have to line it back up. So now you can kind of see I've traced over it with the Sharpie, and now I'm just going to cut it out. And this will give me a really nice see-through template for cutting out the shapes that I need. Now I'm going to see if it's a little bit too big. So I'm just going to keep trimming the edge until I get it the size I want it. Still a little bit too big. There we go. Fits that way. Doesn't quite fit that way yet. Just make sure all four sides will fit in there. And I know it'll fit. Okay. So we'll give it a dry trial run. It goes right in. Getting it out is always interesting, but I know it fits. You want it to fit snugly, but not too snugly, because you don't want it popping up on the edge. But this one fits good, fits perfect. So now I have to decide what piece I want of the acrylic skin. I know I want it somewhere in here because I just love those colors. So I'm kind of torn between, I like this red and this blue right here, but I really like that. So I'm kind of torn about wanting it to be down there. Isn't that pretty? Or capturing more of this red. I think I'm gonna capture this blue and just like that. I don't want it exactly diagonal. Just give it a little bit of a tilt. There we go. And now I'm just going to trace around my template. And I'll cut out right inside those lines. Now, the acrylic skin is on wax paper. So I am going to cut over to it. Cut a little bit on the outside of it. Feels like leather or vinyl. And then I can usually just roll the edge like this and get that wax, there we go, wax is separating. Now we'll just carefully pull off the acrylic skin. There we go. And now, that's so pretty. I'm just gonna cut out right inside those purple lines. And if it's too big, I'll just keep trimming, so it's better to be too big than too small. But if it's too small, I will find another piece. I have plenty to work with, but it will make me sad because I like that one. Let's cross our fingers. It fits in there really nicely. It may be sticking up a little bit on this end down. No, I don't think so. Perfect. Look at that. Perfect fit. Now, when you're gluing in your acrylic skin, I'd have to remove it obviously and put the glue down, but I'm not gluing this. I am using a material that's a little bit different. I've just started working with it. It is called Lisa Pavelka Magic Gloss. You can get it on Amazon. This is a 6-ounce bottle. I believe the 6-ounce bottle was like $28, which was a lot better than what I paid for it in the store. So from now on, I will definitely get it at Amazon. This is like resin, except that there's no mixing. There's no bad, horrible fumes. You don't have to wear gloves. You don't have to be terrified of it touching your skin or of you inhaling it. I wouldn't like sniff it. That's probably not a good idea. But just using it the way we're going to be using it today, it should be fine. It cures either in direct sunlight or under this UV light that, you know, if you've ever gone to get your nails done, it's exactly like that. Turns on, there's your UV light. And it cures in there in 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to do small, thin layers, so we'll probably do 4 layers on this to build it up. If you don't do small layers, your top will kind of sink in the middle. Don't want that. I want it to be domed a little bit. And I'm also going to look at some stones to put in there. So we've got our acrylic skin in, and it's gorgeous. Because our bezel is so deep, we can look at embellishing it with some little beads that will be inside the magic gloss. Let me get the little price tags off. We'll be able to see them a little bit better. So we just have to choose which ones we think are going to be best. And it's really hard because I happen to love all of these. I don't think the purple really goes. I don't know. I'm not actually going to say it doesn't because you can catch some of that purple in there. So that's an option. The other option I have is this light blue, which is gorgeous. I love that blue. And then the other option we have is this darker green kind of metallic, which I really kind of like. The metallic, it picks up some copper tones. It picks up a bunch of different tones that are in the skin itself. So I think that we may actually go with that. And I need to trim this, and then they're going to go everywhere all over the plate, but they'll be on the plate. So it'll be all right. There we go. So I'm going to actually put a little bit in of the Pavelka Magic Gloss, and then we're going to place our beads. So see, when I opened it, there was a bubble. I'm going to pop that bubble. I don't really want to get bubbles in my bezel. So I'm going to squeeze some in. This bezel actually is going to take quite a bit of magic gloss, much more than thinner bezels, just because it's so thick. I'm going to use the toothpick to kind of bring it to the edge. Wow. You can just, that one little small layer, you can really see the colors just kind of pop out. There we go. I've spread it all the way to the edge. Let it kind of level itself. Now, I'm going to put my beads in, and I'm going to use the toothpick to get them where I really want them. And I want to follow one of those lines. So I'm just going to put it in and then just kind of move it around till I get it where I want it. Make sure it goes to the edge. There we go. That one kind of fell right where I wanted it. Oh, I think these are really pretty. Really pretty beads. I like the kind of faceted sides, so it's not a round bead. It's got some angles to it, which makes it catch the light. Look really pretty. I'm going to make sure I turn that down so the hole is not facing up. Yeah, getting all these on there. I can fit another one in there. What do you think? I kind of like the curve so that it's not, you don't want it to seem like it's just this straight line. Okay, there you go. So I've got a slight S curve here, very slight. And I've got one very small layer of the gel. So I'm going to turn on the light. And literally all I'm going to do is just set it in there. This has a little bit of a, the clip on the end is raising it up, and I'm gonna need to just see if I can accommodate for that. There's no heat involved with this, with the UV. It's awesome. So you don't have to worry about putting paper or whatever you need to put in there. It'll be fine. So I'm gonna put that little paper in there, and then when I set it in there, it's going to be a little bit flatter. There we go. Now it's in there flat. And we're just going to leave it in there for about 10 minutes and check on it in 10 minutes.